Surprised by product failure. Do you know that terrifying moment when you realize that you will fall backwards off the top of a 3-step ladder? You will land on cold concrete at best, or your head will impact the corner of the garage staircase behind you, breaking your neck at worst. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. Yeah, that was Thursday for me. I am writing this post from a hospital bed where I am currently in an induced coma until my brain swelling reduces to the point where they can... No, just joking. It didn't end like that. But it could have. So today, I wanted to talk about how thankful I am for my son. Here's the whole story. It was Thursday, the 2nd day of January, the first day the Rabbit Creek Rifle Range was open after its month-long holiday in December. I feel like making a comment about how annual passes aren't really a year-long thing when the government-run facility gets a month vacation, are they? I will refrain at this time from taking that rabbit trail, only because I have a near-death experience to relate, and that is much more interesting. My son and I enjoy target shooting .22s at the gun range when we can, and it had finally opened up on the 2nd of January. I gathered a couple of revolvers, a couple of pistols, a roll of high-vis target stickers that he got for Christmas, and our hearing protection into a backpack. I slapped the garage door opener and walked outside to start the van. It was single-digit cold outside, judging from the feeling of my nose hairs freezing. The engine started rough, but it started, so that's a win. You know, I would love to shoot the pump-action rifle, too, I called back to my son. It's on the high shelf. Can you get it? I don't see it, he said. I glanced back, and he didn't seem to be trying very hard. It's on the top shelf in a box marked Rossi. You should be able to see it. Where? It's in plain sight. I felt a pinch of frustration. Why can't he? I started walking into the garage. It's right up there. I have installed shelving all the way to the ceiling in my garage, and it's all full, plus our pantry, which fills the space where one car used to be able to park, all full too. I will purposely sidestep the too much stuff rabbit trail as well. I pointed to the uppermost shelf and paused. There was no rifle box that said Rossi on it. I felt a moment of panic and then remembered, oh, that's right. I put it in that black case. Forgot about that. My son seemed to get a bit of satisfaction at my mistake. He may have made a joke to that effect, but I don't recall what he said. I am sure that it was something respectful, like, easy mistake to make, Dad, no problem. I am sure it wasn't anything quippy, like, you're getting a little forgetful in your old age. Never mind, I'll get it, I said. I grabbed the 3-step ladder from the wall and unfolded it between the chest freezer, the garage stairs, and the wall shelves where my Rossi gallery gun was waiting. I climbed up to the 3rd step and could just reach the rifle bag on the top shelf. We have utilized every inch of vertical space we have in our condo, this being yet another rabbit trail about overly small houses that will not be taken. I pulled the rifle bag down into my arms. I heard a loud thunk, or maybe it was more of a pop-thunk snap. It's hard to remember. It sounded like metal breaking and plastic twisting at the same time. My left foot lost its grip on the step. I grunted, in a dignified sort of way, I'm sure, and looked down. The top step of my ladder had transformed from perfectly parallel platform to a decidedly non-parallel slide. I was off balance and teetering backwards. Clutching my new rifle, which I didn't want to drop, I flinched forward to try to regain my balance without arms and without any footing, which is difficult to pull off unless you're in a Bond film. I kicked at the broken step with my foot, willing it to help me out, but it was no use. All 236 pounds of me was going down, backwards, hard and fast. I took a mental inventory of all my life decisions and relived my most poignant moments. My face froze in shock, and a single tear dripped from one eye. There was a flash of bright light, and a mournful movie score played as I slowly, inevitably, fell backwards, probably in super slow motion, like when Gollum fell into the lava of Mount Doom in The Lord of the Rings. Actually, I probably grunt-screamed again as I tilted back. I knew I would land on concrete or the stairs. The only question in my mind was how badly would I be hurt? Coma or contusion? I waited, anticipated, cringed. What came next surprised me. My son caught me. Strangely, it felt a lot like when you drop into one of those giant bean bags. The gentle whoosh as his arms wrapped around me and my back hit his chest softly because he took my weight with his legs. He had transformed into a human shock absorber in an instant. I've always known his brain processing speed was like 3 times faster than mine, but this was like magic. The music in my head changed to a hopeful ballad with African drums and a choir. He helped me to my feet, and we burst into post-traumatic event laughter. I set my rifle on the chest freezer, turned to him, and gave him a bear hug. "You saved me," I said. "My son, thank you." It was nothing, Dan. He shrugged it off, as only almost 17-year-olds can do. I just lifted my arms. "You weren't even that heavy." "It wasn't nothing to me," I said. "That would have been bad. So bad." I shook him by the shoulders and we laughed until the stress bled out of me. Turns out the weld that held the front left corner of the step to the frame had ripped clean away. Maybe it wasn't the first time I had been surprised by a product failure, but it certainly could have been the last, if not for my son. So, here's to raising strong boys who will have your back when you need them most.